I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. You've clicked on the Weather Now link. A lot quieter than it was just a couple of hours ago. We were tracking some severe thunderstorms over the border in Connecticut. Fortunately, a lot of them weakening as they came through parts of Rhode Island, but some downpours and some rumbles of thunder. I think we're taping this as of 7:30 in the evening. Give it another hour or two, and any leftover showers and some non-severe thunder will be ending shortly with the approach of a cold front. Do expect some clearing later on this evening and during the overnight. Take a look back. This was the last couple of hours. Let me play this back one more time. And at one point, there had been a tornado warning for this particular cell right up in here towards Windsor Locks. And then that storm, as you can see, it weakened. You see the colors of red and orange disappearing one more time. Violent storm, damage, and then crossing Connecticut, Rhode Island border. And then really weakened. Had us somewhat concerned for northeast Connecticut and right in here as far as any tornado potential. Reports of some damage and some hail out in Connecticut. So, again, a couple more hours and this will be gone. In fact, here's the latest Doppler as of about 7:30 in the evening. Still some stronger storms. Some pretty healthy ones out across coastal Connecticut. These are moving offshore. And just some weaker activity now next hour, hour and a half. All right, that is Dorian. You know, if anything, it appears to be, it's a Cat 2 storm. It's been that way for a couple of days. It appears to be a little better organized on the satellite photo. And you take a look at the latest from the Hurricane Center. Winds at 110, and it's moving northwest. It's pulled away from Florida. It never made landfall in Florida, just kind of stayed offshore. We'll get to Dorian in just a second. Tracking a cold front that's coming through right now. This was the spark or the trigger that set off a few scattered thunderstorms. Behind that, dry air, low humidity, clearing out, sets up for a real comfortable Thursday. All right, look at the eye of Dorian. Let me give you a close-up look here. And it's a healthy storm. It may not be the Cat 5 that it was several days ago, but that is a formidable hurricane. Charleston, South Carolina, Cape Hatteras, right up in here. It's drifting up to the north and northwest. And here's where the hurricane warnings are. Those dots represent the track the storm has taken the last couple of days. So red is a hurricane warning all the way up to the North Carolina, Virginia border. And the forecast track taking it very close. Potential landfall, at least a landfall grazing both South and North Carolina tomorrow into a Thursday night. It's pulling away from Hatteras, Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, Friday morning. And then racing out to sea well to our south by later Friday night, Saturday morning. Now that track is, at least the center of the storm is well offshore. But the storm is not a point on a map. It has width and obviously depth to it. So we will get grays with a little bit of rain and wind, especially along the South Shore, especially out towards the Outer Cape and places like Nantucket. Here's some of our computer guidance. And it shows the storm making its closest pass, even though it's far offshore. Late, like after midnight Friday night, pre-dawn Saturday. And you can see there'll be a shield of rain and wind. The heaviest, by far, the Outer Cape and Nantucket. The further inland you go, it's just kind of breezy and some showers. So really anywhere from, Block Island, the islands, Cape Cod, get the better chance of tropical storm force winds. What is that? Well, those are winds of 40 miles per hour or higher. So, the probability of tropical storm force winds, meaning 40 or greater. Notice, and no surprise here, it's the Outer Cape and Nantucket, a 46% chance of getting winds of 40 or higher, while it's only a 10% chance in Providence. Naturally, this location's further away from the ocean. Of course, the Outer Cape and Nantucket closer to the track of the storm, which is right out in here. So we'll get squally and gusty and rainy later Friday night, early on Saturday morning. Here's kind of the thinking as far as, gusts Friday night, Saturday morning. Inland, away from the coast, about 30. Get out to Westerly, Newport, New Bedford in that 45 range. A gust of 50, not out of the question there. Then the areas in red, especially the Outer Cape and Nantucket, some gust of 50 or higher. Due to that, geography shows you that that's the, proximity that's closer to the storm out at sea. One thing's for sure, this will be kicking up surf, waves, rip currents, and swells offshore, especially come Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. So here's the deal for this evening. Looking actually for tomorrow morning. Looks great. Thursday morning, sunny start, less humid, 65. It's cooler tomorrow, less humid, a little fallish feel, low 70s, plenty of sunshine and low humidity. So it looks very comfortable for your Thursday before we start to bring in some clouds on Friday and eventually some fringe effects from Dorian as far as showers. Chance of showers Friday afternoon, but as far as any slightly heavier rain and some gusty wind, I think that's more reserved for later Friday night, especially along the coastline. Now, we're not showing it, but there'll be a lingering shower very early Saturday morning, windy early Saturday morning, though we do expect some sunshine by noontime Saturday. And Saturday night into Sunday looking beautiful with temperatures somewhere between 70 and 75 degrees. Nighttime temperatures should be comfortable with readings that'll be in the 50s. So any leftover showers for this evening will be winding down, and we've got a decent Thursday coming up. And then we'll watch from potential fringe effects from Dorian into Friday night. That's your latest Weather Now update. Thanks.